Just look, ugh, it's so pretty. It's so, so nice. Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video. We're doing a full face of a brand, we're doing some reviews, and I'm excited. We're talking about Caliray Beauty, and I've done a review of their mascara and their eyeliner before, but I'm going to talk about them in this video, try them all on, but I'm also going to be talking about their skin tint and their new lip product that they came out with, because I got a lot of questions on if I was going to review that, and so after I got all the other reviews out of the way that I had kind of on deck, I have a few more that I need to film. She's coming up. So this video is going to be a full face of Caliray Beauty, and we're also going to be talking through, doing a full review. I'm going to be comparing the skin tint to other skin tints in my collection that I've mentioned before, to let you know how I feel like it measures up to those. And I'm also going to be talking about the lip oil product comparably to other like lip oils that I've used and have enjoyed. And yeah, so let's get into this freaking video. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. Also leave a video suggestion down below. I always love to hear from you guys. And without further ado, let's get into this full face of Caliray Beauty and this Caliray skin tint and Caliray lip oil review. All right, you guys, let's get into it. So I'm going to try everything on my face. We're going to talk through kind of, you'll see how it applies. I'm going to speed through my makeup like I have in recent videos and like not talk or anything like that. And then we're going to do a full deep dive, full review of the products, and we're also going to do like compare and contrast to other products that I've mentioned on this channel before in case you're curious. So let's get into it. First things first, we have the Caliray Free Dreaming Skin Tint, or let me get the full name, it's a mouthful. The Caliray Free Dreaming Skill and Wellness Diffusing Tint. I won't say that 3 times fast. So the Caliray Skin Tint. Now the shade I have is the shade the 12. They have 10 shades, I believe. They like skip every other, so it's like even numbers in their number range. And I will say the same thing I've had with a lot of brands recently is the shade range options, and I feel like some of them are really orange. So I'm going to put on the screen kind of the shade, like you can see them swatched, and some of them are just so orange and it really bugs me. And also the person that matches me isn't like in, I don't know, like, you know, when you see a picture of a person, they're like, this person wears the shade, and you're like, okay, energy matches, vibes are matching, and you go with that person. I had the same issue with this that I have with other brands recently where like it doesn't match at all. And so I got the shade the 12, which will hopefully work for me in summer, but like this is like not it, like not vibing. So I got the 12. I really feel like I should have probably gotten the 8. But the girl, I'm going to put the girl on the screen who was the 8. Nope, we are not the same tone at all, but that's okay. So the shade is the 12, and I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. Oh, it's just so you can kind of see. So you can definitely see, it definitely skews. I'm trying to, more on the orange side. I mean, just like not even somewhat my tone, but that's okay. It happens to the best of us. So I'm going to apply it with my hands. And they say that this is I'm going to look very, not very tan, but I am going to look a little bit tan. But once you kind of blend it out, I will say it isn't as bad, but like it's definitely not a match. And unfortunately it doesn't match my neck. You always want to match your neck. I don't really care if it doesn't match my face, because like my face is never as tan or anything as anything else, and I don't want it to just match my face. I want it to make sense for my whole body. So as you can see, it's definitely light coverage. I have some hyperpigmentation. I'm having a little bit of a breakout on my chin right now because the universe just doesn't want me to be happy, which is fine. That's part of it. So you can kind of see that's one layer done. I'm going to apply a second layer just so that you can kind of see what it looks like. And it does look a little crazy on me right now, but again, in summer, I think this won't be that bad, but I just want you to see kind of how it layers. And you can apply it with your fingers, with a brush, and with a beauty sponge. I personally like this with my fingers the best. I just feel like the blend is a little bit better. All right, you can see kind of how it's wearing. You can see there's definitely hyperpigmentation and breakouts still showing all on my chin. The rest of my face is decently good right now. Like I'm not having a lot of breakouts or any like pigmentation issues right now. But I just like felt like I was free of a breakout, and then another one came in because like stress, like I've just been like so stressed lately, my chin is like not having it. So you can definitely still see it. 2 coats of this, or 2 like drippies out of this. But let's get into the rest of the makeup. I'm gonna speed through this really quick. I'm gonna come back, we're gonna do eyes and lips. All right, we are done with that. So now we're gonna go on with the eyeliner, then lips. So first things first, they came out with these eyeliners. So I did a little bit of brown, like winged out eyeshadow look. So what I think I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna do a lot of the brown and then a little bit of black and layer it in. So I have the shade black and brown, and they also have like a navy-ish, teal-ish color. And we're gonna do that. So let's get into it. I can't see my mirror. You can't. My hair looks crazy today, you guys. I feel like winter has given me like I have no spirit this winter. So I'm gonna swatch the eyeliners for you just so you can see how dark they are. And I just like to intensify my lash line. So these are really, really good. They're really long wearing. I just like to intensify my lash line with these. Now I did a full review already. I'm gonna like deep dive a little bit more since I've been using them longer, but these are really long lasting, which is nice. So, oh, you can see my blush that I used. Okay, well that's all right. You know what? We're not pretending we're like super fancy. So this is the eyeliner in brown. It is more of like a chocolate brown, like a more milk chocolatey brown, I would say. Actually, they might actually describe this as a milk chocolate brown. For sure, it's not as dark. Like the Victoria Beckham Beauty, the cocoa color or the brown color that they have is definitely a lot darker. But I really like that about this. Because I feel like this is a rare kind of color of brown. People tend to go a little bit more dark brown. And then this is the black where I'm going to do. The black is nice, pigmented. But again, if I compare it to the Victoria Beckham Beauty eyeliner, which I've talked about a lot on this channel, this is a little bit more, it's not as pigmented in terms of like as deep. But I like that about this. Again, like I don't think everything needs to be super dark. So I'm just going to intensify the line a little bit here. And these are nice because I will say they smudge nicely. So since I did mostly brown on my eyes, I'm going to take a little bit of this and smudge it on my lower lash line a little bit. I already have a little bit of eyeshadow down there, but I do like to kind of smudge. And you can smudge it with your finger. You can smudge it with a brush. Today I'm just going to do finger. I like this shade of brown just because it's like sometimes stuff can be too intense, you know, and this kind of has like that good in between. So next, let's go on with mascara. This I've done like a whole breakdown, and like I said, this will probably be one of my favorite mascaras of 2022. And I said that with my whole chest, and quite frankly, I still kind of think that's true. Even though I've been testing a lot of amazing mascaras lately, and I can't wait to kind of like talk about them. But this is really, really good. It's very, very waterproof, but it's not like waterproof where it like ruins your lashes almost. Like when you, like let's say you're picking at them or whatever. It's really nice. So I clean off the mascara wand. And I think I do like a full deep dive of how I kind of like to use this in that video. So I'm not going to go too in depth, but I'm going to do 2 coats of this mascara. But this is nice. It's a tubing mascara, and it just really does the job. And if you suffer from eyes that are really weepy, or you notice that most mascaras run on you, even if you clean off the wand, I would definitely check this out. I mean, I would definitely check this out either way because this is a really good mascara. And it gives you volume. And it gives you some, I don't know, it just gives you a little something. It's just so good. Look at that. I hope you can see. Get close. I'm really happy with how this makeup is looking, you guys. So I'm going to take a little bit of my highlighter that I used today. I'm going to link everything down below again. And just kind of in the corner of my eye here. Kind of add a little bit. I love like a really summery look. I feel like We're all ready for summer these days. So that is the lashes done. So next we are going to go on with their, what is this called? I really like the name. The Glazed and Infused Plumping Glassy Lip Trip. I was really surprised with how small it was. Like container wise. So this is the Glazed and Infused Plumping Glassy Lip Trip. And the shade I got in this is Taco Tuesday, mainly because the name was Taco Tuesday. So cute. So I was gonna line my lips. My lips look so pale, but I'm gonna apply this without anything first so you can kind of see. My lips are really pale, so like the true color kind of comes out of everything because I have like no, it's like a blank canvas, if you will. I love a glossy lip. Like, just reminds me of my Juicy Tube days. So this is what it looks like. I was going to do a little bit of lip liner, which I think I am going to do, but this, I want you to see what it looks like without anything. Okay, so I'm going to kind of kiss it off, and then we're going to go on with some lip liner because my lips are hella pale. And then we're going to do the full breakdown and review. Okay, so this is the finished look. I'm really happy with it. Really nice, and I don't know, just rosy spring haven of life. All right, let's get into a review, you guys. So first things first, let's talk about the Caliray Beauty skin tint. Now this skin tint, I would say, again, the shade I got in this is the 12. I feel like the shade range could be a little bit more expansive. I feel like 10 shades is a little bit back. Like, I feel like you need more shade options for sure. But also, like, the medium tan medium. She's a little orange. She's a little orange, but that's okay. As you can see, it balanced itself out on my face. So it doesn't look awful. It definitely, you can tell definitely in person at least that the neck and the face don't really match, but it happens, you know. You can't always get a perfect match, but if I were to repurchase the shade, I would probably get the shade 8 or the shade 10. I'm gonna keep this. I'm not gonna buy another shade. I'm hoping that they expand their shade range, and I do feel like I saw that they are now going to be adding more shades if I am correct. In terms of finish, this is really pretty, so you can see how it's looking on my face. I didn't do any more coverage, so you can see hyperpigmentation still out, breakout still out on my chin, like nothing's covered at all. Maybe toned down ever so slightly, but I would definitely say that this is light to light plus, so somewhere in between light to medium, if you definitely build it up. But I feel like this performs best when you don't have to layer it and layer it and layer it. I feel like 2 layers is like a good vibe with this. I feel like more than that, sometimes, not always, I feel like it gets a little bit, if I let it sit too long in between, it can get a little bit pilly, which I don't love. But that just happens. Like, you can't let products sit too long and then expect it to perform exactly how it was when it was fresh, because it kind of sets up, you know, which is what you want. You want stuff slipping and sliding all over the place. So this definitely, I feel like 2 layers is really good with this, or even 1. And I feel like you can see the finish is really, really pretty. I'm in studio lights. You can see that it's not getting too dewy. Towards the end of the day, it definitely dews up. Like, you can definitely see that, like, your girl has been in the sun, or like she's hot, or like whatever. My T-zone gets very, very oily. But that is just life. Like, my T-zone always gets like decently oily towards the end of the day. But the good thing about this is it doesn't break up weird, and it also doesn't like cling, and it doesn't like bunch up, and it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't end up looking crepey. You feel and you look hydrated and plumped up and youthful all day, which is just the vibe. The vibe. We want to look young and youthful forever. We just do. So this is I actually really enjoy the skin tint. And although I don't have the perfect match, it happens. Like, it's life. And I feel like it is really nice. I'm going to keep grabbing this, and I'm definitely going to keep wearing this. I'm very, very impressed. So I want to talk about this comparably to other skin tints. One I didn't grab, which I should have, is the Ilia skin tint. So comparably, the Caliray Beauty versus the Ilia skin tint. I would say the Ilia skin tint is a lot more light coverage. But in consistency wise, I would say they're very similar, because they're both very serum forward. And they're very, very hydrating and give you a nice dewy look to the skin, but the Ilia one gives you a lot more dew. I feel like I definitely feel more dewy with that one. And I would say that in terms of coverage, again, like you get a little bit more coverage with this one than the Ilia one. The Ilia one is pretty much no coverage at all. This one definitely is like, it's pigmented, but it doesn't really give you a lot of coverage, if that makes sense. But it gives you a little bit of something. So in terms of those, I would say they're very similar products in terms of the way that they wear, the way they feel. I feel like finish is different here. The Caliray Beauty one is a little bit less dewy, but I would say they're pretty comparable, and I would say that they're in the same playing field. Coverage is different and shade range is different. Now let's talk about the Caliray Beauty Skin Tint versus the Ami Colé Skin Tint, one I've talked about on this channel a ton. In terms of shade range options for darker skin, I would say that the Ami Colé has a better range just because their undertones are a little bit better for someone that is my complexion and darker for sure, even a little bit lighter, because they kind of do their undertones, even if it's a little bit orange, it doesn't skew super orange. However, they're definitely different products, so there's that. This is not necessarily as liquidy, and this one has more coverage. So the Ami Colé has more coverage and is more on the traditional skin tint vibe in terms of consistency. In terms of preference, I don't have an 100, like I don't prefer one over the other necessarily as much. I just prefer a shade range, and I do think that the Ami Colé gives me more of a glass-like looking skin, which I do not feel like the Caliray Beauty one does, but I don't think this is intended to give that. So there's that. Now let's talk about it comparably to the Tower 28 Skin Tint. Now here, there's definitely a difference. They're both very liquidy products, but the shade range here is definitely significantly more extensive. Coverage-wise, the Tower 28 has more coverage for sure. Caliray Beauty, again, is light plus, and the Tower 28 can definitely go like a good medium, sometimes plus, depending on how much you apply. And again, both very liquidy. I would say the finish is still very dewy and very pretty between the two of them, and very plumped up and youthful looking. Also, the Tower 28 has SPF, the Caliray Beauty one doesn't. So that's really the difference there. Now let's move on to the lip oil. So this is the Caliray Beauty lip oil, lip gloss, whatever you want to call it. So this is a nice, like really pretty gloss, lasts decently long on the lips. Not the longest lasting lip oil. The longest lasting lip oil for sure is the LYS Beauty, the clear lip oil. That one lasts so freaking long. That's like, because the consistency is a little bit thicker. This one doesn't have that thick of a consistency. However, for the consistency that it does have, it lasts really well. I really like the shade range options. I like the way that it wears. There's no plumping. Okay, so I don't see, like, I don't feel any plumping. There's no plumping like properties to me. And yeah, glaze and infused plumping glassy lip trip. So I think for the most part with products that claim to be plumping, I've never really experienced plumping unless it's like a bee sting style type, then a little bit, but even then I feel like my lips don't really plump up that much unless I'm having a lot of salt in my diet, and then honey, we're looking a little crazy. But this just hasn't really done that for me. However, that doesn't bother me. I don't need plumping at all. Like, I'm happy with how it looks. I think it makes my lips look juicy, and it definitely gives the illusion of a plump because it is that juicy look. Like, look. Let's apply more. She's so cute. She's so cute. Love. Just look, it's so pretty. It's so nice. I want to compare it to the Ami Colé lip oil because I talk about it nonstop on this channel. This doesn't last as long as the Ami Colé lip oil. However, I've been throwing it in my bag a ton and using it a ton, and I feel like it does keep me super hydrated. It just doesn't last as long. The Ami Colé definitely has a little bit of a thicker consistency, and so because of that, it lasts longer. This one, when I wear it with masks, it definitely rubs off a lot faster than the Ami Colé lip oil. So the Caliray Beauty, what is this, lip glaze, lip oil, lip gloss, is really nice. I like the shade range. The Ami Colé lip oil only has one universal shade, which is so good. If you've got to try it. And it is definitely super hydrating and can like give you that plumped up look. Now let's talk really briefly about the eye products. So I've done a full review on this. I'm freaking obsessed with both of these products. They're so freaking good. They last so long on the eyes. There's no flaking. There's no running. They're so, so good. I feel like they are like just incredibly good and definitely worth the money. So if I had to pick between the new ones that I'm talking about, so the Caliray Beauty Skin Tint or the Caliray Beauty Lip Oil, if I had to pick between the two to make a purchase, I don't know, I might go lip oil because this is really good. It's super hydrating. It's super easy to apply. It doesn't, like your hair doesn't stick to it a ton. It's just really, really good. But this is a really good product. The Caliray Beauty Skin Tint is really, really good. I really enjoy it. Again, I just want a little bit more of a neutral shade option. I'm not loving the orange tones that I'm seeing, but again, everyone has different undertones, so you might really enjoy these. And if, as you can see, I kind of balanced it out really well. And yeah, that is it for my full face of Caliray Beauty. I would love to know your thoughts. I would love to know your thoughts on the shade range on this. And I would also really love to know what you think of these, because these are really cute. I'm going to buy definitely a couple more shades because they're really cute. They have like this more brownie tone, which is so up my street. Grabbing that, putting it in my bag, obsessed with it. And yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.